Don't be afraid to innovate, to evolve, and to challenge what you're doing and to grow it.
Welcome to the HR Like a Boss video series. If it resonates with you, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing, or sharing with a friend. In the description, you'll find a social media link where you can listen to the complete podcast interview. I've embarked on a journey to get to know amazingly awesome HR and business professionals. These conversations create the foundation for my book of what it takes to do HR like a boss. And on today's episode, I am joined by Heather Hetchler. Heather is the Chief Learning Officer at Learning2Step, and she also does some adjunct professor work at Tri-C, and she's a graduate of Miami University in Ohio. So Heather, welcome to the show.
So thanks for introducing me. My name is Heather Hetchler, and I'm the founder and Chief Learning Officer at learning2step.com. So that's learning, the number 2, step.com. And really what I do is kind of twofold. I work with families that navigate non-traditional dynamics. And so I partner with HR professionals. I have an LMS, Learning2Step is an LMS. So we connect with a corporation's LMS system and provide either customized e-learning courses, or we brand existing courses that I've created, or I work with smaller companies and I am the LMS for them. Over 113 million US adults have some type of step relationship. So they're either in a step couple, they're in a step family, maybe their child is remarried or they're a stepchild. And what I do is I provide resources for people who are navigating non-traditional family dynamics.
How would you describe the purpose of human resources?
Human resources, I think, is multi-layered, it's complex, but at the heart of it, I believe that HR's purpose is to, maximize kind of the bottom line, the productivity of an organization. And by doing that, they optimize, or to do that, they really have to optimize the effectiveness of their employees. And that's not just equipping the employee for the job that they were hired to do. I believe it's also partnering with the employees to help them navigate kind of the noise that can distract them from doing their work, from being productive. And so it's taking care of the whole person and looking at the culture of the organization as well as each individual employee and how to best serve the employee to best serve the organization.
What are some of the challenges you think that HR is experiencing in their ability to be able to do that purpose, to be able to connect the employees to the organization and drive the cultural things that they're trying to do?
HR is really a bridge, right, between the organization and the employee. For what I work on when I partner with HR, I kind of help alleviate a lot of the what ifs. So HR can't directly go to an employee and say, is your divorce impacting your productivity? You've missed a lot of work. Are you in court? Are you spending a lot of time in court? They can't ask a lot of legal questions about why things are happening. And a lot of times employees don't feel comfortable. We go back to the shame. Employees don't want to go to their boss and say, I am really struggling right now. I just got remarried and this thing is blowing up. I don't know, what I got myself into. I don't know how to navigate these dynamics. My ex was supportive before I got remarried. Now there's all these things going on because there's this shame. They think they should be able to navigate all of this. They don't understand that the dynamics of a blended family, the dynamics of co-parenting, the dynamics of going through a divorce, it's not personal. It's dynamics that everyone that goes through those are going to navigate. And so they don't want to reach out for help, but it's impacting them. And so when they can get online and they can access a course or they can access resources that say, here, how do you navigate the holidays when you're co-parenting? I'm dealing with, schedules. Mom says she's going to pick up the kids on Christmas Eve and she doesn't show up. And now I have 4 heartbroken children who are waiting for their mom, right? And a lot of the EAPs are great and they address depression. They address a lot of different mental health issues that employees are going through. And we talk about journaling and exercise, nutrition, and those are all really important. But for families and for employees who are navigating non-traditional family dynamics, they need to address what's at the heart of those, right? So exercise and nutrition and journaling are great, but they don't necessarily address a toxic ex-spouse. or they don't address what it feels like when you have a parent who's alienating you and keeping your children from you. And so what our LMS does, what our e-courses do, is they get at the heart of those things. We address those things, but we leave the employer out of it, so to speak. So the employee can go right to the course. They can read about these topics. They can understand, okay, I'm not alone. And my company supports this. They understand that people who are navigating different family dynamics have different needs, and they can do it without having to raise their hand and say, I think I'm failing as a spouse. I think I'm failing as a parent. I think I'm failing as an employee. They can get the resources they need without having to verbally say that they need it. And it also takes a lot of the pressure off the HR when they can't ask certain questions.
One of the main things I've learned, especially in these unique times that we're facing in our world, in our country, in our communities, is empathy. And your ability to stay empathetic, to me, it's profoundly impactful on people. And spinning back to HR, I think at the end of the day, they'll recognize that as that small thing can be a really big thing at times.
Absolutely. And I think that when HR embraces some different innovative programs, they're saying, I may not understand what you're walking through, but I understand that you need some resources for it.
Curious as it relates to knowing what you know and some of your experiences with HR and having gone through and built your business where it is today, is there a piece of free advice you would give to the human resource professional?
Don't be afraid to kind of step out of the box, to try some innovative things and to be teachable. Sometimes we don't know what we don't know. And so trying something new, failing. I always say that if you're not failing a little bit, you're probably not trying hard enough or trying new things. And so try some different programs. And if they work, great, keep at them. And if they don't work, you're learning from it. And then you try something new.
Well, I'll get you out of here on this. I really have enjoyed our conversation. You did a fantastic job. And the concept of what I'm trying to do is make an impact on people through amazingly awesome human resources. And I'm just curious, if you were to give your definition of doing HR like a boss, Heather, what would that be?
Doing HR like a boss to me is balancing, I think, the goals of the organization with the needs of the employees. How can we best, because I think the more we support the employees, the more we support the organization. And then what does that look like? Take a step back from what you're doing and don't be afraid to innovate, to evolve, and to challenge what you're doing and to grow it.
Well, I really appreciate you being on the show. And just for a quick recap with some of the cool things that you said, Heather, is you talked about navigating through the noise. HR has to do that quite a bit as it relates to kind of working their way through the employer and shareholder and employee perspective. They're that bridge between HR, is that bridge between the company and the employee, which is kind of, I use the aisle as an example, or whatever term you want to use. They're in between those two very important aspects of a company. To not be afraid to fail a little bit, to don't necessarily think it's a bad thing that you skinned your knee as long as you tried, and having a passion and purpose. And the last word that we really focused on was the evolving. You've evolved your business. People have to evolve what they do in their work, in their personal life. Becoming a step parent is an evolution, and we're constantly always going through that. So I really appreciate you being on today's show. It was a heartwarming discussion, and one that I'm hopeful that those that listen, they learned a thing or two, and certainly can find you through learning the Learning2Step if you need those resources. So Heather, thanks for being on the show.
Oh, thanks for having me, John. It was a pleasure.
So I appreciate everyone checking out today's episode. I hope that you enjoyed it. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share with a friend. And until next time, let's continue to aspire to do amazingly awesome HR.